I think we have to remove this mentality that everybody has to start from scratch again. Actually, the best way of teaching my kids is making them start from zero. Teach them the lessons now when they are young. So when you give it to them, it is ready. So we really have to go through a fundamental shift in our thinking about what it means to run a business. There are seasons. First you survive, then you let a success, but you really have to commit. And it may not be the same vehicle, but don't worry, the lessons you carry even from one business to another, I said Centonomy is my third, will always end up here. Why am I here? Don't let a business die because you couldn't see beyond yourself. Don't let a business die because you believed that the resources you have today are the only resources available. I have learned along the way that how you think about yourself is exactly what is going to show up in your business. Exactly. The business is such a character building exercise. So when you go through challenges, don't become a victim. Just understand, what is it teaching me about myself? That fear you have, that lack of confidence, because it is really you who's going to have to pull it off. It is really you. So the biggest investment is you. Yeah, the biggest, if you can get, and I don't have the answer, even me, I'm still working on it, where you just 100% believe in yourself. I truly believe everything is possible. And scripture itself has told me that. Everything is possible. But we always operate lower because we are caught up in, but me, I came from this community, my education, this, how many finance bill this, yeah? We have looked at the finance bill and I've said, okay, there's nothing I can do, yeah? But we've got to start believing that it is not a mistake that you're sitting with the passion that you have, the vision that you have, that you actually took this class. So there's something that is calling you beyond what is going out, the noise that is out there. So be very, very committed to that. Also, and I think my key thing is, don't make this business about you. Enjoy it, but don't make it about you. I can say that because I can stand here and say that because I've done it. When I started Centonomy, every client wanted to see me. If Waceke is not there, I'm not coming to class. Waceke is not there, we're not doing the training. I was like, Anna. And if you do that, you will suffer burnout. Or you will convince yourself that's all you're meant to do. Then you're wondering why you can't attract the right people to work for you. People don't want to work for someone who's not going somewhere. So if you're always taking up that space and that position, if I was the lead trainer forever, then that means people like Waceke, Ruby, etc. would never have been here. I'd have been here running the whole graduation ceremony. But when it's not about you, you get another gift. You get the unseen salesman. You know what that unseen salesman is? Brand. Brand is the experience your customer has with you. So it doesn't matter if I'm an introvert. When I said something, it mattered. It doesn't matter when you came for this class, Centonomy, something in Centonomy mattered. Of course, I hope you will have give us feedback of where we can improve. That is constant for us. But I know you've taken something, correct? I know you've taken something. So what has happened over time is that, first of all, it was very intentional that people stopped talking about Waceke. Because Waceke could never have sustained this. But Centonomy, the tree, I gave life to it, now it's a tree, can sustain this. So brand is that unseen salesperson. When I'm here, somebody's mentioning Centonomy. Ruby's here, somebody's mentioning. You guys are going to mention. Yes, please mention Centonomy. Go and tell an entrepreneur, stop staying stuck there. Go for Centonomy, yeah? So if you can look beyond yourself and say, what brand am I building? So it goes back to the significance thing. It will sell for you. So you can spend a lot of money on marketing, but we're working with big banks and they're asking us, how do you get 2,000 people in an event? Me, I'm like, with your budget, how do you not? Me, I have zero of the budget you have. Like, even if I was to give you, they're like, what percentage of this budget is your budget? I was like, it doesn't exist. That formula doesn't exist for me to put my budget versus yours in a percentage, yeah? They're like, how do you get 2,000 people? When you are doing something that you don't have to try, when you're doing something that authentically comes from who you are, you're doing it well, and you're committed to giving your customers a good experience, you will build a brand and it will be the unseen salesman. Yesterday, I was at an event. I was an attendee at that event. Then they said, okay, everybody stand up and greet your neighbor. I was doing this, and Oh, I can see Waceke. Waceke, come and give us a few words. I went. It happens. But this was an audience of 2,000 people. There's an audience of 2,000 people. And when I said, hi, I'm Waceke, I'm a founder of a company called Centonomy, people screamed. And I'm like, hiya. Me, I didn't look for it. Yeah? Some people call me that, but I didn't look. It's Centonomy. And it's not me. I said Waceke nothing. From Centonomy. They screamed at the Centonomy. Yeah? So I think they were expecting a full lesson, but obviously, it's not there to give them a lesson. Yeah? So when you do that, and it won't appear in the same way for everybody, but don't worry about what other people are doing, even how much they're spending on marketing. You've got to ask yourself, are you doing what is authentically you? Then you've connected to what God has put in you at all costs. So as you go on this journey, yes, we're dealing with day to day, but always take a moment to reflect. Am I doing what is authentically me? And it could look like the same business as somebody else. There are many people training people on entrepreneurship, but they are not Centonomy. They're not Centonomy, and we are not them. So the people who choose to go to them, maybe they're like, for them, that is what worked. But there are people, there's a family, we consider you family, who come to Centonomy. So do you. Don't worry about anything else. Find purpose in what you are actually doing. As you go, I can't say this enough, create life from your business.